Hey gang, it's Bill Storm. It's a Saturday morning. I have a baseball cap on, right? I'm recording this as a video, but also for my podcast. So I wanted to include that for all my podcast listeners. And if you guys know me, right, I'm 48 years old. I don't wear baseball caps. I never have, but I'm wearing it as a point because I'm going to talk a little bit about my son today, Billy. He's 17 years old and he's a senior. And I wanted to know if you guys have ever done some of the stupid things that I did. As I mentioned, I'm 48 years old now, but still a kid at heart, and I did a lot of stupid things when I was younger. Well, here's the story. I'll tell you the story. And I don't know how many of you guys have ever done this before, but I remember going on trips with my buddies, right? And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because he went and was hanging out with his buddies. He actually stayed over at his buddy's house the other night, and he's sharing with me all these different stupid things that they do, right? When they go out, they're in the car and they go hang out, and they're talking to girls and they're going out to eat and, just having fun, right? Doing what teenage guys do. And it really brought me back. It started me thinking about all the things that I used to do with my buddies and how stupid we were. And I remember going on a road trip, right? And it's four of us in the car. And I remember one of my buddies fell asleep in the front seat. Well, doing what, of course, we all thought it was hysterical at the time to do that to him. So the reason my son and I have such a good relationship is because I'm really open about those things with him, right? I share those stories with him. And of course, he laughs. He thinks it's hysterical. But what it also does is it makes him trust me, right? It opens him up to being able to share things with me. Now, of course, my objective here is to make sure that he stays safe. But I also want to make sure that I share with him the stupid things that I do and the asinine type things that, and what the results are of doing some of those stupid things. And sometimes those things, you get away with them, and sometimes they're just not. You make really bad mistakes that will cost you. So of course, keeping a close relationship with him is really, really important for that point. But what I also want to do is I also want to make sure that he has an advantage, right? I want to make sure that he has an advantage over, what I had, and I want him to be able to learn from my mistakes so he doesn't repeat those things, or at least hopefully he doesn't repeat them. Now, I know he's a kid and he's going to make stupid mistakes and all that stuff, but I will tell you, because of the relationship that I've been able to have with him and because of the things that I've been able to share with him, he actually makes far fewer mistakes than I made in his progress. He's already farther ahead in his thinking than I was at his time. So that's kind of my goal. Now, what's this all got to do with anything? Well, sometimes I feel like people just are just tuned out, right? I have such a great message to share with everybody, right? I've got something that's really going to help them, just like my son, right? I really want to help him. I really want to help him succeed. And I have this great message with him. And for me, it's easy because he's right here, right? I can, if he's not paying attention, I can, shake him and say, listen, kid, right? Listen, right? You need to understand this because this is going to make this huge difference in your life. But with everybody else that's out there in the world, right, my prospective clients and stuff like that, I can't physically grab them and shake them and say, man, pay attention. This is going to make a difference to you. So, you try to reach out to people by email. You try to reach out to them by, videos like this, podcasts, all kinds of stuff to try to shake the tree to go, man, geez, will you please, I know everybody's hitting you with all kinds of things and you're probably overwhelmed, but please pay attention to what I have to say because this is going to make a huge difference in your life. I'm the kind of person that, I drink my own Kool-Aid. If I tell somebody to do something or I suggest something, there's a reason for it, right? It's because it's working for me and it's because I had the same struggles that you had. And this was the answer, right? This was the missing piece of the puzzle that I needed to have, and I know that it'll do the same thing for you. So, just like my son, my goal is to get you guys to wake up, right? And just pay attention just long enough this Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time and spend 90 minutes with me and listen to what I have to share with you, okay? What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing with you what I call the cheat codes, right, that I've gotten from ClickFunnels to be able to help you sell your products and services better. Okay, now here's how it's going to happen. Yes, you can sit there and you can listen to me, blah, 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 and I'm going to talk and I'm going to say all kinds of great things, and you're going to want to jump all in. Believe me, by the time I'm done, you're going to want some of the Kool-Aid I'm drinking. You're going to want to do it. But more important than that, what I really want you to do is I want you to pay attention to the flow of what I'm saying, how I'm saying it, and why I'm doing it. What I'm going to present to you is exactly the same script and exactly the same process, the same psychology that Russell Brunson uses to sell on stage. Now, guys, listen, this guy is probably the best closer in the world right now, right? He went in front of Grant Cardone's audience at the 10X event, right? And he's in front of 9,000 people and he closed $3 million in sales, right? In front of a group of audience. So now what I want you to think about this for a second. What would happen if you were able to if you were able to understand that formula? What if you were able to understand how that's put together and how he does that, right? Do you have a product that you have to sell? Do you have a service that you want to sell? If you do, you need to know how to do the same thing I'm doing, right? I don't care about Facebook ads and SEO and all that crap, right? That's all well and good. If you don't know how to close the sale, I know a lot of people who are good at the gift of gab, blah, 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 blah. But if they can't actually close the sale, they're not increasing their business. They're not making any more money. So what you need to do is you need to understand the flow and the structure. So when you tune into this thing on Thursday, I want you to study me, right? I want you to listen to what I say, when I say it, and why I say it. And then what you're going to do is what we call funnel hacking. You're going to model me. Right? I modeled Russell. Now you're going to model me, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. So imagine your prospects, right? Imagine you're talking to your prospects on a video message. Imagine you're talking to your prospects in person, and you now have the cheat codes on how to do this, how to increase your sales. What kind of difference is that going to make in your business? Okay, so that's why I'm waving my hands, just like and I want to shake you, just like I would my son, and go, dude, listen. Pay attention to what I've got to say. Don't ignore this email. Don't ignore this email. Don't ignore this message. Don't tune out. Show up, because this is going to be a total game changer for you. I literally have my son Billy learning this right now, and he is getting this down. He's so excited. He keeps coming out. He's like, oh man, he goes, now I see exactly now I understand why they're doing it. Oh, I see how this is done. So literally, I'm 48. Right? He's 17, right? He's almost 18 years old, right? So he's 30 years behind me. He's getting a 30-year advantage by me teaching him what I know now at that early age. He's going to be incredibly capable of doing anything that he wants to do. And that's the same exact thing I'm trying to share with you guys, right? But I need you guys to pay attention to this. It's just so important. So at some point in our lives, we have to stop doing the stupid things that we used to do, and we start after tuning into the things that are going to really help us succeed. And I'm hoping this is going to be one of them. So if you have not registered for my webinar yet, okay, go to BillStorm.com and register for my webinar on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and plan to spend on 90 minutes with me. 90 serious minutes. This is serious minutes where you're going to be studying what I'm doing, okay? And if you've already registered, I don't care what else you're doing. Block off the time. Tell people you're unavailable. I don't care. Pretend you're sick. I don't care what you need to do to block off that time. Block off that 90 minutes and show up. Be present. Put everything else away. Don't surf the internet. Don't look at anything else. Pay attention to what I'm doing, because this is something that will completely change the game for you. This is not smoke and mirrors. This is not a new technology. It's none of that stuff. What I'm going to teach you is the exact same process and system on how to convert more of your prospective customers into actual paying customers. Okay, so hope everybody gets that. I'll see you on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Again, go to BillStorm.com. Make sure you register. Block off that time. Talk to you soon.